Hello everyone, it's Michigan Wayne, back to join you for another adventure as I search for the perfect story. And today, please join me in reading How I Met My Monster. I think I have the perfect person to join us for today's adventure. It's North Star. Now that North Star is here, let's jump in. How I Met My Monster. One night, I reached under for my truck. I found this note instead. Monsters, meet here for the final test. Ha! My parents are obviously trying to trick me into staying into bed. I didn't believe in monsters, so I crumpled up the paper, grabbed my truck, and zipped over to my garage. I heard some creaking and rumbling, but I wasn't scared. Our house has always made noises at night. But then a voice under the bed scolded, "Stop that stomach rumbling! The child will hear you." Voices? Stomach rumbling? This is part of my parents' trick. It was pretty cool. I peered into the inky blackness. 5 pairs of eyes blinked back. "See? Now he sees we're here," the voice sighed. "One of you has broken monster rule number 1. Maintain the element of surprise." This is no trick, I thought. There are monsters under my bed. A long-necked yellow monster slid out, followed by 4 little monsters. "Rule number 2, the yellow one instructed. Never block the bed. All of you, scoot over." Hey, I realized this one must be their teacher. I sat up straight, mesmerized by the monsters parade shuffling across my bedroom. "That's better," the teacher said. "Access to the bed is clear now. Who knows rule number 3? The purple monster tethered on his tippy toes and gurgled, "Get the child into bed." "That's correct, Genghis. And how would you do that?" "Well, Mr. G, I would roar my scariest roar." "All right, let's give it a go." Genghis took a deep breath, opened his mouth, and let out a tiny burp. Stomach rumbling would have been better chance of getting me into bed than that funny noise, I laughed. "The child is right," said Mr. Z, shaking his head. "That was not sufficiently scary, Genghis. I'm sorry, you're not the best monster for this child." There was some creaking as Genghis slunk beneath the bed. Before I could investigate where Genghis had gone, Mr. G asked, "Now, who wants the child to get the child into bed?" The orange monster looked at the ceiling, the red monster looked at the floor. Only the green one looked at me. First, he stared at my toes and started drooling. Then he took a step towards me, and I heard that rumbling noise again. I sprang in the bed so he couldn't get my feet. Mr. Z blinked. "Very unconventional, Gabe. Your stomach gurgle seemed to be what this child needs." "All right, you 3. The child is now in bed," said Mr. Z. "As every monster knows, the ultimate objective is rule number 4. Who can tell me what that is?" The orange monster bounced and squeaked, "Keep the child into bed until it falls asleep." "Correct, Morgan. And how would you accomplish this?" Shadow puppets, she squeaked. Gabe whistled through his nose and I snickered, but Mr. Z said, "Interesting idea. Try it." Morgan hobbled onto my night table and flailed her arms near my lamp. Silly shadows bobbled onto the wall. A cloud of fluffy fur rose and tickled my nose. "Achoo!" "Morgan, stop at once," Mr. Z ordered. "You're supposed to scare him, not make him sneeze." "I'm sorry, but you're not a match either." Morgan's arms flapped to her sides and she scuttled under my bed. There was some more creaking and Morgan was gone. After that sneezing, I really needed a tissue. Suddenly, a huge shadow of uncut claws loomed across my room. Awesome, I thought, and kinda scary. I froze into place. "Powerful performance, Gabe," said Mr. Z. "But do either of you see a problem?" "Oh, I know," chirped the red monster. "The child is out of bed again." "Correct, Abigail," Mr. Z continued. "And one of you must get him back. Let's revisit number 1. Maintain the element of surprise." All at once, poof, the monsters vanished. Then I heard more rumbling. Were they in my closet making noises to scare me? Ha! No! It was exactly my stomach rumbling. All this excitement was making me hungry. I tiptoed past the closet and peeked out the door. So far so good. No monsters. Then I stepped over the squeaky chair and sneaked down the kitchen. As I reached to the pantry, I heard some chattering behind me. I yanked the fridge open. Ha! Oh, it wasn't Gabe. It was just the red monster shivering on the shelf. "Found you," I laughed. "Nice try, Abigail," said Mr. Z, "but this isn't working. You're not the right monster for this child." "But Mr. Z," she whined, "it's not my fault he's not scared of me." "I'm sorry, Abigail. Let's go." Abigail clumped behind Mr. Z. When I heard the creaking, I knew she was gone. I grabbed the crackers and headed upstairs, wondering if Gabe was gone too. I munched all the way down the hall, went to the bathroom, and brushed my teeth again. When I opened the door a minute later, Gabe was definitely not gone. He was right there, and he was Huge. I charged into my room and slammed the door. When I leaped into bed, I knew my toes were safe. Woo! I was surprised to hear breathing under my bed. Ragged breath and stomach rumbling. Hey kid, Gabe growled. Good to see you. I pulled my covers up tight. Now if you don't mind, I'd like to start the evening off with an enormous puddle of drool. I peeked over the edge of my bed. Green ooze spread soundlessly from underneath. And then the bed quivered as Gabe unfurled his tail. Well, it looks quite promising, Mr. Z noted. When I heard some more creaking, I knew Mr. Z was gone. I was alone with Gabe. Gabe loomed over my bed and began sharpening his unclipped claws on my bedpost. How'd you get so big, I asked. Rule number 5, he explained, my friend. People food make monsters grow. So thanks for the crackers. Got any toes that I can munch? I scrunched up my feet so Gabe couldn't get them. This is way better than playing with trucks. No toes tonight, but you can have this. I offered, tossing a stuffed animal under the bed. Gabe dove for it. His soft, snorting snorts filled the room as he snuffled the toy. I shivered. Kid, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. No other monster can scare me like you, I giggled. Gabe was the monster for me. His snorts and oozes was perfect. I yawned, then shivered again. I was asleep in no time. Oh wow! Well, that sounds like this kid really found his little monster. What do you think about that, North Star? I like that part too. I'll see you again next time I visit, okay? And I'll see you again next time I visit, here with Wayne Reads. I'm Michigan Wayne, on the search for the perfect story. And I can't wait to see you on the next adventure. Bye-bye.